God to go get Peter. And then Peter's having a vision of animals because, as we know, or those who don't know, a lot of the Jews considered Gentiles or non-Jews to be animals. They were like animals to them, right? Because they would do whatever they wanted. They would live however they wanted, eat whatever they wanted, and basically they were referred to as animals. And so it is also a custom of the Jews to not associate, just like Peter said, not associate, not go to their house, eat with them or anything like that, because you never knew. They're Gentiles. They eat whatever they want. A lot of the food that they ate were sacrificed to other gods, before they actually consumed it. And they just did a bunch of other things that obviously is not right before God's eyes. So in order to steer away from that and not accidentally be involved in any of those things that these Gentiles did, they would just not associate with them, be near them or anything like that, right? And Peter is clearly telling them, that, let's see, verse 28. Peter is saying, you are well aware that it is against our law for a Jew to associate with or visit a Gentile, but God has shown me. When did he show him? Where did he show him? In the vision of the animals. God has shown me that I should not call anyone impure or unclean. So this vision has nothing to do with the food that we couldn't eat before and now we can, according to Leviticus 11. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that Jewish people were still considering Gentiles unclean and considering them like animals. And that's exactly the division that Jesus came to break. No, my word and my salvation is for everybody. So now we have to break down those walls, break down those, old traditions, right? And so that we can go now and speak to the Gentiles of the good news, and so that they have the opportunity to be saved. So it has nothing to do with food, because we clearly see from Peter, he understood now the vision, and that it meant not to call anyone, any person, any non-believer impure or unclean. And just to further prove that, a few verses down in verse 34 of this chapter, Acts 10, it says, then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right. Once again, let's make sure that we are reading everything in its context and not just taking a group of verses and putting our own meaning or listen to somebody else's meaning without going back to check for ourselves and making sure that everything is being read and interpreted in its context.